fly, hey, hey, please stay. Don't fly, hey, hey, please stay. Don't fly, hey, hey, please.
Be there and soaking it up, as well as giving and contributing our love and our light for their culture, for our cultures, as we are a very diverse group, and for our willingness to serve into the rocks as well. So I definitely made it an intention not to just go and experience Peru and take some gifts and take some energy, and you know what I mean, like that there's got to be a dynamic balance, and my willingness to make sure I exhibited that balance as consciously as possible was really what I was working on throughout the trip, and I'm feeling good about that. I feel like I did give back as much as possible. So yeah, I mean, and you can see throughout the picture the different places we went to, and how they could affect anyone that goes. You know, I didn't want this group to just be a bunch of tourists going and snapping pictures. I definitely wanted it to be a very spiritual experience. And I just didn't know how that worked, you know. I just didn't know how that worked, and it worked perfectly because I didn't need to know, which was a blessing in itself. Okay, so moving right along, went to some temples. Oh, hey, Guru, right? Did some amazing meditations, got some amazing pictures and feedback as well from each other and the spaces we went to. And really was very interesting how in some of the spaces we were doing meditations, people would just be there. Just so-called random people just like there. You know, completely cosmically aligned to be in a specific point in space and time to experience a field of love, a tangible, great field of love and healing. You know, those type of things just continue to blow my mind, you know, because it's like there was a trip planned and all these people were going to be a part of it. That, you know, and it was like everything orchestrated itself like the flow of Kundalini, like a steady, beautiful wave pattern coming in and out, you know. So we would do some meditations in places, and people would just be sitting there, relaxing, you know, and all of a sudden get caught up in a Nam yoga moment and be able to experience that with us and be able to benefit from that thinking about their souls calling for it, just for that moment. Nothing really intense, but extremely intense, extremely focused points of consciousness. Boom. And then, you know, we're on to the next temple, or we're on to get some lunch, and they're completely changed, and we're completely changed by the witnessing of this beautiful cacophony of events and movements of souls. You know what I mean? Like, it like boggles my mind. It boggles my mind how ignorant we are of the natural order of things, and how we try to put so much of our control into our daily lives. See, so it's like we don't sometimes really have the awareness of what's really directing our lives, because we're so caught up in what, you know, point A to point B. Even during the trip, okay, we gotta be here at this time, gotta be there at this time, you know, but there's roadblocks, there's donkeys in the road, you know what I mean? I'm saying, somebody puke it or something. Like, there's always events that work with time to get you where you need to be when you need to be there. That, you know, it's beautiful, and it taught me a patience and a self-containment to really allow for an intention to unfold. I would have an idea about what I want things to look like, or how I think things should move, you know, in a syncopated order. And sometimes that's cool. At the same time, to be open to a stop here or a block there, and move with my heart through that, or just wait, you know, to be patient, to just sit and allow for it to move its own way out. Because I really don't know anything. I mean, we can say we know these things, we can have facts and figures that we've memorized, but really, what do you really know? Like, do you really see the huge, big picture that's happening with all of us here on Earth as a living entity? We don't really know. I don't really know what's the best place for us to be at a given time. But I have an openness, I have a willingness to surrender that I don't know to the universe, and then trust that it will unfold perfectly. And I think that we were so enamored with each other and the environment that it allowed for us to do that, which gave us a beautiful flow, you know, throughout all the places that we visited, you know, and I do have to say, by far, my favorite space we went to, well, there's two favorites. One, the Temple of the Moon. We did a full moon ceremony on May 17th at like, I don't know, like 13,000 feet, you know, and at night. And it was amazing. It was amazing. Brother Ganesha Michael Shapiro, love you, brother, shared with us that it was a Wesak. So I believe it's the sun in the water sign and the moon in the earth sign, or the moon in the earth and the sun in the water, something like that. I don't know. I don't know exactly. Damn, I don't think I want to buy that thing. I'll better get a boat. Humans. So the moon and the sun were in specific planetary energies, and it was like only twice here this happened. I had no idea it was a Wesak. Go figure, I didn't know. So it was huge and it was powerful, and to the point where we saw a couple of little UFOs. I'm used to that. We've seen them here doing bonnies on the beach here at 36th and Collins on the beach. You know, the Bonnie Healing Circle, which is free every Thursday evening at 6:30. We've had some UFO experiences where, like, you know, if it's a plane, you know, the plane where the little blinking thing, you know, and it's going in a pretty straight directory, you know, whereas when we were walking towards the Temple of the Moon and we're going, it's like a very white dot, right? And then it's like boom, boom, like it's moving in vertical and horizontal patterns. Like come on, like, I just know it's there, you know. I don't know. I got video of it, but, you know, anyway. But I felt at the Temple of the Moon like a complete connection, you know, a complete connection with the people that did ceremonies there. Like, I felt like we were there out picturing a ceremony that was going on maybe in a different dimension. If you understand what I mean, maybe if you know quantum physics, how things happen right on top of each other, how everything is right on top of each other happening. I kind of felt like we were on the third dimension, out picturing a fourth dimensional or fifth dimensional ceremony of beings. It was amazing, but you could feel that. I didn't feel alone. And when we did our full moon ceremonies that we do, and we invoke the archangels and things of that nature, I felt like it wasn't me. You know, the timbre of my voice was different. Like, I was like, it was just a different feeling tone to the ceremony, and it was extremely powerful. I'm still kind of shaken by that experience, actually, because I know that it was something more going on that I could understand, and I was just grateful to be there. So it was an amazing experience. But by far, I'd have to say that Machu Picchu is the dopest place. It's above the clouds. If you see some of my profile pictures, like, you're in the clouds. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been to Big Bear, you know, I've been on mountains, you know, but this is a different quality, you know what I mean? This is a place that was dedicated to people searching in thousands of years before the Incans. They didn't build that. It was people before them that built that. And I just felt like it was a plexus of lineages, of energies that would come and learn, right? And there's different plexuses, I think, or learning centers around this world that the ancient astronauts would travel to gather information and take it back and integrate it into their society. But yeah, Machu Picchu was simply phenomenal. It was simply phenomenal. Another place that I felt I had been before, another place that I felt completely at home. It was kind of a circus because of so many million people that moved through there, I think, a day. I think that's an exaggerated figure. I don't know if it's true or not, but lots of people moved through there. So in one sense, it was like a hassle. You got to pay to pee. You know what I'm saying? You can't take your fruit with you. But I get the idea of no bathrooms there, you know, because they want to keep things in pristine order. No, only water, no crap that you can leave, because people were still there smoking cigarettes in a very dense, foliagely based area. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like humans will be humans, you know, they'll lose their consciousness due to their habits. So I was pissed at first, but I understood as I walked through the spaces and felt the sacred energy, I understood how you'd want to protect it, from just ignorance. That's all. So beside that part, the feeling that you get when you go there, and you have people that are really rooted into the true meaning of things, not just spitting out things they've read in a book. Amaru really, our guide, really giving us an in-depth feeling tone of how these people lived and what these things were for, and connecting to his emotion about them was really powerful for me, because that's how I am. I'm very passionate about what I do, and if I'm speaking on something, it's really because I feel it, I've studied it, and I've had a direct experience with it. Or I'll let you know that I haven't had a direct experience, but this is how I feel about what I've read or what I understand.
Stay, don't fly, hey, please, stay, don't fly, hey, please, stay.